We got to dive into it. Let's talk about it. Instant reaction for the Patriots. Lorenzo, if you had to sum this up in a sentence, what are you taking away from
Ooh.
this game, from this victory?
All right, so you know how the Bills like have that whole jumping on tables tradition that they have. I think the coaching staff, starting with McDermott, they should do a belly flop on those tables for how they performed tonight. It was atrocious, but you know what? For the Patriots, it's old school December football. It's a staple of what the Patriot way is, what the Belichick way is. They went to that principle, but the Bills should be ashamed of themselves for allowing a quarterback who was 2 or 3 passing to still beat them. But I mean, this is the kind of football you expect from the Patriots during this time of year. So maybe you're not surprised on the Patriots end, but I know Mr. Sanu is going to dive into this. Brian Dabble, I guess he's gone this way. He's gone downhill.
Yeah, what are you saying, Ryan? How are you summing up this this game?
Yeah, I'm gonna dive into the Patriots first. I think they were methodical in their scheming. Yes, they probably were doing default Madden plays, just simple HB dives, not doing anything fancy in the first or second quarters, but they knew what the atmosphere was, and they just ran that clock, the whole game. And they were like, you know what, Mac Jones is a rookie quarterback. He doesn't have to do anything stupid in the wind. But for the Bills, Lorenzo hit in the head with Dable and plus McDermott. I think McDermott was the ultimate coward of this game. Basically not going for it on fourth down, going towards the wind. I get it. You have Tyler Bass, who's a good kicker, but you have Josh Allen, you have Stephon Diggs, you have those guys. Use them, use them. And you know what? Peyton even brought it up in the broadcast. If they don't get the fourth down, if they at least get a completion near the end zone, what you get the Patriots inside their inside the 5, maybe inside the 10, and what do? Bass misses it. So I think the Bills completely screwed this game up. And like Lorenzo said with Dable, I think it was so uncreative the whole game. And I loved them last year. I loved them. And this season, it's not just today. It's been previous games, too, of not playing to their strengths, losing to the Jaguars and running the football stupidly with Devin Singletary and a bunch of terrible running backs. This completely falls on the coaching, in my opinion.
It's tough. I think it's the beard, Ryan. You come really hard when there's more facial hair. I don't know. That's what it is. So I'm expecting, since Paul has more facial hair than all of us, I expect this to be
all of us,
just nasty. So what is your take on this?
I have to say this. Boy, I don't want to, but I feel like that New England Patriots performance over the Buffalo Bills cemented Bill Belichick as the greatest coach in NFL history. Because for me, the fact that Bill Belichick looked at this game and he said, screw this, guys. We're passing the ball 3 times and we're going to win the goddamn game. And that's exactly what they did. And so you go through the first half, right? Mac Jones throws 1 pass. Bills have to look at themselves, go, okay, they're not throwing the ball. And then put 12 guys in the box and say, you're not running it, pass it in these crazy windy conditions. And guess what? The Buffalo Bills still couldn't do anything about it. They lose. Unbelievable. To me, again, you have to give Bill Belichick the balls that it takes, the level of cojones to say, we're not going to pass it. We are literally going to run it on every single play outside of apparently 3 plays where, let's rely on the old first-round quarterback for old 3 passes. Besides that, they ran it down the throat. Buffalo knew exactly what they were doing. There was nothing they could do about it. It takes balls to do that, and Bill Belichick has a grand old set of them, and he delivered. Again, he's the greatest coach in NFL history. That is such an unbelievable performance. And now they've won 7 in a row. They continue to be the hottest team in football, and now they control the number 1 seed. Time is a flat circle, and once again, the Patriots are on top.
Yeah, Bill Belichick has a grand old set of balls. I think is going.
There you go. There's your headline, Brian.
I think
You're
this
welcome.
is going to be the signature sentence of this show. A reference to Bill Belichick's balls and how grand they are is. That's my takeaway overall. I don't know. No, actually, if I had to sum up what we just saw, was this is one of those games, man, that really tells us that the Patriots are back. Like this win, this is a signature style, make it happen the way it needs to happen kind of a victory that just shows their toughness, their willingness to play in a way that maybe somebody else may not want to play, but it is for the sake of getting the victory. And that is just like quintessential Patriot football is what that was today. It was selfless in a way because I mean, what quarterback wants to throw three passes and take the W? Like it's like literally having a point guard who can actually score a little bit, having him come out in basketball and say, you know what, I don't want you to take but 4 shots today. Anything more than 4 shots is going to be excessive. I want you doing nothing but dropping this ball off to the big man down low and just letting him work all day. Maybe you'll get the assist, maybe you won't, but I want you to run the offense. And it's not about you. That was just crazy. You know, I mean, obviously, you got a good situation because you got a rookie quarterback, so you're not going to get pushed back talking to Bill Belichick. But I just thought it was a pretty amazing overall game plan. Ballsy, he's not worried about it all. Bill's not worried about it all. What anybody's saying about it, he's gonna. And the thought of it is you got to be thinking like late in the game, right? Buffalo has 2 chances to drive down the field and get a touchdown, a late touchdown. If they get a late touchdown, for this game is probably going to be over. They're probably going to win this game. And then we're talking about how, you know, McDermott and Brian Daboll just lose a game against a quarterback who threw 3 passes. Imagine what it would have been if the Patriots lose this game and up until what turned out to be the last drive of the game, they had a quarterback who had only thrown 3 passes and now they had it for a loss. That would have been a nasty conversation, but that was a gamble that Belichick and McDaniels took. And you got to think, whose idea was it to say we're just not going to throw the ball at all? Was that all McDaniels? Was it more Belichick? And imagine when somebody brings you that game plan. They're like, look. So Josh walks up to Bill and says, look, Bill, wind's whipping is nearly 40 miles per hour. You know, Max never played in this kind of an environment. They got a pretty good defense, an opportunistic defense on there. I think we can run the football effectively. I think we only pass if we absolutely have to. However, I don't care if he only throws 1 pass a game. This is what we're going to do. Bill's probably, you know, somebody brings you that kind of game plan. You look at them like, really? That's the best way you think we can win? And you know, you trust your guys and you trust your staff, and that's what happened. So I think it was just a phenomenal game plan. I mean, the only way this game is like great for you to watch is if you're just a pure hardcore Patriots fan and you just want them to win. You don't care how they win. But outside of that, it probably wasn't a very good watch for most other people. It's definitely wasn't a watch if you had Mac Jones as your fantasy football quarterback. That definitely wasn't what you wanted. But very interesting.